What's up, everybody? It's the reviewer coming straight from the planet Earth. And that was my attempt to reenact the Infinite Sources It's V cliche, but that kind of failed badly. But anyways, I'm back, everyone, and oh hey look! I got a new microphone. Yeah, the Blue Yeti. Now, quality-wise, it's no different from the Blue Snowball, but at least it won't crash my PC again every time I plug it back in. So, with that all out of the way, let's get into the battle. We're gonna go back to Matthew's Rap Battles series, specifically Epic Rap Battles of Creepypasta. I've said yesterday that I would choose any battle people request in the comments that catches my eye, and congratulations to Josh Redgrove Tin on Spottin for being that said person. He requests Gateway of the Mind versus the Russian Sleep Experiment, and that's what we're going to do today. So let's waste no time and get right into it. Epic Rap Battles of Creepypasta. Oh god, I forgot this was pre-season 2. You know, the season where they actually made the logo and background fit in with the creepypasta theme. This just looks like some kid's crappy attempt to try and look scary, when in reality, all this makes me think of is, well, Teletubbies. Actually, I think this intro would have fit better in a Slendytubbies battle with just the color of the background alone, but I am getting ahead of myself. And can we just talk about how Matthew says the intro with this raspy, whispery voice trying to come off ominous and mysterious? At least that's what I think he was trying to do, but it just sounds more like he's trying to do a poor man's version of ASMR. Epic Rap Battles of Creepypasta. Doesn't really scream horror to you, doesn't it? Gateway to the Mind. Okay, before we talk about this, let's get one thing out of the way. I know I harped on people who make their fonts way too big and bulky for their title cards, which makes the background almost impossible to make out. But now it's the polar opposite. I can't see his damn name, and it's the type of font where I could have made out the background a lot easier. It's like everything Matthew does with these battles, he has no knowledge of the gray area. It's either things are too black or too white. Ironically speaking, given the lack of color for this intro. Oh, and speaking of backgrounds, it's ass. Like, is this supposed to be a street? I see a window on the top right and the left. Is that supposed to be the sky, or... oh, it's supposed to be a hallway. Isn't that just funny? Just put some squares there with some black squares on top, and then add some white squares with a bit of gray squares, and there you go, a hallway. You could have at least added in a bit more detail into them so they didn't look like a pre-alpha Doom game. Okay, now let's talk about the elephant in the room. Anthony, you do not look a thing like Gateway of the Mind. You look like the whitest gangster that has ever existed in a city like Detroit. You got the white pants pulled up to your damn waist like you're wearing those slacks from the 1950s. You got the beanie on your head that looks more like a do-rag than anything. All you need is a gold chain on your neck, some grills for your teeth, throw off a gangster sign, and a title that says, "Fuck the police, yo." For God's sakes, man, Walt Vicky is telling you to dial it down. So yeah, Anthony in this battle is basically a white dude trying too hard to look and act black. There's a word for that, people. Versus Russian Sleep Experiment. Yeah, no you're not. Let's try to make all of this out. You got your smudges in the front and back. I'm guessing these people are supposed to be the scientists or whatever they are. You got what is supposedly the insane people that were a part of the experiment, cause they sure as hell looked a part of it. Yeah, I remember in the original story of the Russian Sleep Experiment that Bob Army, Bart Simpson, Steve from Minecraft, Child Predator, and a 6-year-old have not slept ever since they were taken away from their families back in 1946 and died from lack of sleep just 7 days later. Also, they appear to be talking despite us not being able to hear it. Either this is a sign that their sanity is slowly dripping away from them due to said lack of sleep, or Matthew once again forgot to understand when using stock footage for background characters like this should not be seen dancing and lip syncing to songs that are not currently playing. And the background, what can I even say about it? It's just 3 pieces of wood stacked like bowling pins, and a red sky? Yeah, cause that definitely happened in the story. Glad to know you got your history straight with this battle.
This is the gateway of the mind that you're about to face.
Oh god, Xander. You should have known what you were getting yourself into. By the way, if you're expecting Anthony to have good camera quality for his verse, well, prepare to be disappointed because this is how he's gonna look the entire video. Out of focus, multiple cutoffs, and poor keying. That's pretty much all of his roles actually.
When I'm done, I'll put 5 people in their place.
Yeah, cause when I think of an apparition of sorts in a creepypasta that looks like this, I imagine that he would sound like those British YouTubers where all they post is Fortnite videos every goddamn hour and literally nothing else.
Take a step through my gateway.
Well, damn, the gateway seems to be so much bigger than a human scientist even when he's crouching. Or that's just the proportions fucking up again.
Take a step through my gateway. Your nightmare's about to begin.
You're about to face gateway of the mind. I'll put you in your place. Your nightmare's about to begin. I feel like we just listened to his first line in 3 different ways.
You're going to want to keep on dreaming if you hope to win.
Isn't that backwards? I don't think you are aware of the term in your dreams, pal.
Honestly, my senses are missing, but I can still see.
That's not a confession that you can't sense anything. That's just a fact. The hell?
That this one will be looking good.
Okay, I clearly heard him start the line with that, but Matthew assumed he started the line with this, which is wrong.
That this one will be looking good. Things have to shot against me.
Calling these people wannabe looking golems. Okay, lacking in self-awareness much? Who are you even talking to? You're not referring to them as them, you're saying this and he. Who is he?
Pounding at my cage. Your stupidity only strengthens my rage.
I'm sorry, but why do we have to include these people into the background? It's so damn distracting from this already clustered shot.
You know the end is now when you look into my blind gaze.
What the hell is that screaming? I'm pretty sure that is Xander himself realizing what battle he is voicing in.
You're looking tired over there. Let me spray you with my gas.
Man, that has got to be the faultiest spray that has ever existed if the gas comes out of the right side of the screen instead of the spray itself.
Let me teach you about the mind. Sit down. It's time for class.
I think Anthony is having a seizure. Are you sure that is sleep prevention gas and not VX chemicals?
You versus us? That's a crazy theory that you spawned. But don't worry, you won't be around for very long.
What, is he gonna go Billy Mays and die in the middle of his verse? That would actually be funny as hell to watch.
Remove all your senses when a terrorlight is such a disgrace.
Oh, but depriving people of sleep isn't? I arguably find that worse than losing all of your senses that you used to have.
Think you're scary when it's you who have met a terrible fate.
Nice lip syncing you got there. At least it's better than these guys in the back. You know, last I checked, one of the scientists did not nor should he have the voice of a monster. So, what the hell is DH Films doing here?
See, smell, touch, or taste, or hear me, that's not all.
No. It's see, hear, taste, smell, and feel. Get it right when you're trying to copy Wikipedia sentences.
Telling your lies about God when you can't hear yourself talk.
That was such a strange moment. He started talking about his sexuality, all of his porn collection, and the multitude of corpse fetishes he had in his early life. We tried to tell him to stop, but then we remembered we took away his hearing. Now we were the ones suffering.
It's over for you, Gateway. You're still that cave sad little man.
Whoa, did anybody see that? Let me slow it down a bit. Yeah, what the hell was that? Is that supposed to be Zach's Bart Baker stock footage? I thought we were done with that battle. Why are we bringing stuff from it back to here? Why is this in the video anyway? It lasts for 1 frame and then goes away. What does sense make?
I'll end up dead, but that's okay. It was always your escape plan. You compared to us.
Ugh, Matthew. You usually play with your toys when the camera is off, not during a recording where you are supposed to act like a Russian from a horror story, damn it.
Compared to us, you'll make my subjects fall asleep.
Oh great, Sony Vegas is glitching out again. Somebody close the tab.
Looks like my victory is so nearly free.
Ah, if we add in red eyes, it will make the photo even scarier. Right?
You're screaming, don't scare them. The voices in my head are many.
You know, I just realized something while watching this video, and it's about the story. They made it very clear that he has lost his sense of hearing. He can't hear his own voice. He can't hear the others who are watching him. Hell, I don't think he can even hear dead silence. So, with that in mind, how the hell does he know there are voices in his head? And how can he even speak to God when he can't even hear what he says? Quite the plot hole if you ask me.
They hired you for research, I wouldn't fund you a penny.
Why did you have to edit in a penny onto his hand instead of just using a real one? And why is it not lacking in color along with the shot?
Dead relatives of yours speak to me in a hushed tone.
Again, how can you even hear him?
Glad to see you never had wives, I will continue to be alone.
Hey, it's not their fault they like dicks more than vaginas.
Darkness falls over you, killing the subjects isn't the way. Let them scream pain away and maybe they'll see the light of day.
Because Lord knows I won't.
But of course they won't, because you scientists are asleep mentally. Once I'm done with you, I'll have these Russians put to sleep permanently.
Maybe give them a bed while you're at it instead of having them sleep on their hands. Is there a reason why whenever people bring up sleeping in a rap battle, they always have to do this pose regardless how stupid they look on camera? I swear, every single series in the community does that.
So many years we've studied to try and comprehend sleep, but between you and me, I've achieved no easy feat.
Okay, where the hell are they now? Are they in a sewer? It seems that even these two don't know where they are.
Breaking the mental barrier into something that we called insanity.
Hey, I hate to break it to you guys, but just because you have not slept for God knows how long, doesn't mean your eyes go completely black. Somebody clearly has not learned their lesson from Life vs. L.
Breaking the mental barrier into something that we called insanity, when in reality, it's sleep that keeps us all living happily.
Why does that sound so backwards? Is it just me or is it the line itself?
And what have you done? Not a damn thing worth to mention.
Oh god, the floating piss has returned! First Rucka Rucka Ally and now Mr. Ponyboy? What's with Matthew and having his rappers being surrounded by their bodily fluids? And what's happening here? I'm sorry, but isn't the whole reason why the Russian sleep experiment was considered one of the best creepypasta stories out there was because of how realistic the whole thing was? It's not some witchcraft potion that causes its host to stay awake for the rest of his life or some superpower gone rogue, and it's not like these researchers have any sort of supernatural elements in their bodies. It's purely a World War II story of Russians figuring out a gas that prevents prisoners of war from ever sleeping as an experiment to see how it affects the victims, what the outcomes are, and the unawareness of how south the whole thing will go. It's a terrifying thought that such an experiment like this could have or can happen in the real world. But to put in bullshit supernatural stuff like this into the battle pretty much takes away the magic the creepypasta has had for so many years since its creation.
But through my progression, it's now time that I show true aggression. The end is now! I've eliminated this freak!
Oh shit, now he's turning into Homer Simpson.
But the time will come again when you finally...
Frenzy, I don't feel so good. Whoa, has the production quality been cranked up to hell for this part? Why couldn't we have the rest of the video be like this? Also, you see what I mean by applying too much makeup over your eyes to look like an insomniac? Now it just looks like he is missing his eye sockets. Although this is a pretty effective looking visual, it just does not fit for people that belong in stories like this. Any time now, Gateway of the Mind?
You can take your petty gas and step out of the room, cause I have spoken to God and he has abandoned you.
I just have to assume he did say that. Lord knows he could have said anything else. Okay, let's jump into the critiques. The costumes are a mixed bag. Only Frenzy and Matthew looked like scientists, while DH Films looked like one of those high school nerds that would show off every single classmate out there, warranted or not. And Anthony, well, let me just pop this image back up for you to see. The stock footages are a joke. Not looking a single thing like the POWs who are experiencing their insanity slipping away from them every single day, and sometimes are shown rapping to us instead of, you know, experiencing pain as they should be. The backgrounds are basic, having no detail put into them, nor does it really fit in with the characters' themes or settings. Camera qualities range from bad to just plain what the fuck, and this causes the keying to suffer as well. Although, I cannot really call this battle bad. Despite my quips on some of the lines, it's not terribly written. I think some of the quotes from the original stories were done in a very effective way here. It's not loaded with irrelevant character references or other creepypastas as an excuse to not diss the opponent. It's very cut and dry here. Overall, not bad, but could have been a lot better. Next time we... Oh hey, the trailer for Black Ops 4 and Battlefield 5 came out. I think I know exactly what we're going to do next time. Don't we, Cam? Thank you all for watching, and I need to go to sleep. And no, that is not another hint. Because Lord knows I... Ow! Ow! Oh my dumbass! This is reviewer of the mind that you are about to face. When I'm done, I'll put these bad battles in their place.